The government is paying for milk, and they're trying to push the milk on you because it's a whole fucking racket. Milk does not do a body good. A milk mustache is no better than a fucking money shot in a porno video. Looks like we're starting to turn a corner here in America, and not only turn a corner, but start turning our back on milk. Because as of this week, looks like the number one milk company in America declares bankruptcy amid drop in demand. That's right. People don't drink milk anymore, or they're starting to drink a lot less of it. And that's, I think, a good thing. You know, a lot of people, even in my own communities, keto, paleo, will make the argument that we need milk, that milk is essential for life and all this bullshit. It's not, dude. The milk, like this milk right here, this MacArthur Dairy Pure dog shit, we don't need that. This milk that's, you know, is basically raped out of a cow and then, you know, homogenized and heated. So whatever good enzymes were in that milk are just completely destroyed. You know, this whole ass backwards psychology of fat-free milk and 1% and 2% milk versus whole milk when in many instances the whole milk might actually be better nutritionally. The fact that we put all of this crap in milk, we fortify it with vitamins, vitamin D. You know, we these aren't real vitamins. These vitamins are not bioavailable to the body. The body does not utilize the nutrition that is in this fucking dog shit milk right here, this MacArthur Dairy Pure whole milk. You know, the body looks at that and goes into a panic. Milk has been linked to so much inflammation in the body. It wrecks your gut microbiome. It sends your immune system into a fucking tizzy, you know? Women are wondering, like, why do I have all this Hashimoto's? Why is my thyroid a disaster? You know, they've linked type 1 diabetes to milk. They've linked arthritis to milk. You know, they've linked diabetes to milk and dairy. I mean, it just goes on and on. It's like you think about how much milk we've drank in this country. And, you know, again, this is like the ass backwards psychology of so many of these different dietary plans, you know, whether it's like the keto or the paleo or even the carnivore thing. You know, they do this thing where it's like, well, milk comes from an animal and our ancestors used to drink milk. They probably did. But at the same time, it's not the milk that you're finding on the shelves of your local Circle K or 7-Eleven. I mean, this MacArthur Dairy Pure milk, this is stuff you find at the Flying J in Yuma, Arizona. This is the stuff you find in 7-Eleven. You know, this is the stuff they sell in liquor stores where people do grocery shopping in the middle of the country, you know, or in crap neighborhoods anywhere in the country. This isn't good, nutritious food. This is milk jizz that was literally raped out of a cow. So let's read the article and see what's going on here. Got milk? Increasingly, Americans don't, and that led the nation's biggest milk producer to file for bankruptcy Tuesday. Dean Foods blamed a decades-long drop in milk consumption that has seen people turn to alternatives like soda, juice, and almond milk. By the way, if you're giving up milk to drink soda or juice, you're an idiot. Don't do that. I don't even know what that means. To me, that's like the propaganda coming out here. To me, that's like where maybe the American Dairy Farmers Association tossed the AP a little bit of money to write that, because nobody is substituting milk for soda, you know? I remember, you know, when I was a kid, you'd watch like Family Matters or any of these shows, and they'd be around the dinner table and they'd be eating dinner and they'd be drinking milk. You know, who does that? Who drinks milk with food, with dinner? The only thing I ever used milk for was cereal. That's it. Yeah, you know, milk and cookies. That's always a fun one too. Milk and coffee. People do that. But you're not substituting did I say milk and coffee? Like milk in your coffee, okay? You're not putting soda in your coffee. Are you going to Starbucks and you're getting, you know, like a venti cappuccino? You're like, look, I'd like you to hold the milk, but do me a favor, throw in some Dr. Pepper. I'm going to really spice it up this afternoon. You know, you're not putting orange juice in your Fruity Pebbles. I mean, let's be real here. This is a nonsense statement. The Dallas company said it may sell itself to the Dairy Farmers of America, a marketing cooperative owned by thousands of farmers. Despite our best efforts to make our business more agile and cost efficient, we continue to be impacted by a challenging operating environment marked by continuing declines in consumer milk consumption, CEO Eric Barregues said in a statement. Since 1975, the amount of liquid milk consumed per capita in the U.S. has tumbled more than 40%. Back then, Americans drank 24 gallons a year in 1996, according to the government. That drops to 17 gallons in 2018. So, I mean, that's like what? That's like a third. According to this, 40%. We're drinking 40% less milk. We have to. People have acne. People have, IBS and SIBO coming from these terrible gut problems. You can't look at somebody who is legitimately lactose intolerant and be like, it's because of this asshole that I can't sell milk. You're putting all these dairy farmers out of business because your stupid gut can't be a man. What do you get, the farts when you drink milk? What are you, a pussy? What do you, shit your pants through a fucking, screen every time you drink milk? Grow up. Yeah, your product is poison. You're trying to guilt Americans because you make a product that is scientifically proven to be absolute garbage. We don't want to drink milk anymore, And the worst of it is we figured out how to milk almonds. We figured out how to get milk from cashews. We figured out how to get milk from camels. But we would rather drink all of that milk than the cow jizz pus rape fucking nightmare torture juice that comes out of cows. We just rather would. By the way, I make my own almond milk. I sweeten it up with like a little bit of stevia and put some vanilla flavoring in there, and it's so much better than fucking MacArthur garbage. What else we got? Oat milk. More recently, health and animal welfare concerns. Okay, let's start here. An increasing variety of beverages, including teas and sodas, has hurt milk consumption. So have protein bars, yogurts, and other on-the-go breakfasts, which take the place of morning bowl of cereal. It's all dog shit. It's all... Okay, so if you're not eating cereal, but you're substituting it for a protein bar or yogurt or some on-the-go breakfast, I mean, all of that is the worst way to start your day. All of that sends your body into just an insulin roller coaster, just a blood sugar roller coaster. And we just don't do breakfast right here in this country. If you're not eating protein, if you're not eating some fat in the morning or first meal of the day, then you're probably dealing with some low-level insulin resistance, if not, full-on diabetes. You're probably starving at least an hour after you eat any of that stuff. So the fact that milk can't even compete with a protein bar, the fact that people are finally starting to give up cereal and turn to, of all things, yogurt, which is also dairy, but still pretty bad. At least you get a little probiotic benefit out of it. But still, terrible way to start your day. More recently, health and animal welfare concerns have also contributed as more shoppers seek out non-dairy alternatives. So if you don't know how they actually get milk out of a cow, it's a really fucked up situation. And even if you're in this carnivore camp or this keto camp where you're just a savage and you flaunt the meat you eat, I have no problem with that. But you have to understand, with milk, it's a really fucked up thing they do to the animals. I mean, basically what they do is they take these dairy cows, they artificially inseminate them. They basically tie them down in a contraption they call a rape rack. I think it has a real scientific name. I don't think there's a catalog that you flip through and it's like the rape rack 5,000, the rape rack 7,000. Let's compare the rape rack 5,000 to the rape rack 7,000. Well, the rape rack 7,000 can handle 2 more cows per hour than the rape rack 5,000. I think it has an actual name. But they tie these cows down into these contraptions, and then a farmer puts his hand in the cow's, I don't know if it's the cow's vagina or butthole, and they artificially inseminate the cow, so the cow gets pregnant. Then they then the cow has the babies, and then they take the babies away from the cow, and then they just milk the shit out of the cow, and they run through that more than nature actually intended that cow to put out. Plus, they stuff it with, pesticide and GMO laden soy and wheat and grains. They fill it with antibiotics and to make it grow faster, even though they're not supposed to do that anymore. There's still places that do that. They say they're organic, but they're really not organic. And so the milk you're drinking it's just sheer poison. It's filled with pus. It's filled with all kinds of chemicals. This isn't like, by the way, like your friendly farmer who's making this like raw milk stuff, which also isn't made with like these great upstanding practices, but still, it's like the cow gets to live like somewhat of a normal cow life. You go out, you milk the cow has a baby when it's ready to have a baby, and then, you get the raw milk where it's actually still got all the enzymes and all the, the proteins and the fats that are actually beneficial to the human body. They find that raw milk is actually very good for the gut microbiome, although I've drinking raw milk before. It's not where it's like going to poison you and it's going to give you C. diff and a staph infection or all this stuff. But I didn't do very well with it. I didn't do much better with it than I did with store-bought milk. But some people have seen really big improvements in their health with things like raw milk. So oat milk, for example, saw U.S. sales rise 636% to more than $52 million over the past year. Oh my God, dude. When you're getting rocked by oat milk, almond milk I can understand. Cashew and coconut milk are fucking amazing. But if you're getting beat by oat milk, your shit sucks, dude. Oat milk is for fucking hairy, disgusting, smelly hippie vegans who have no happiness in their life. Oat milk is fucking gross. We're eating our dairy, not drinking it. Dairy. Let me see. What are we going here? Sales of cow's milk dropped 2.4% in that same time frame. Just getting rocked. Not all dairy products have been affected. U.S. butter and cheese consumption is up since 1996. Thank you, keto people. We're eating our dairy, not drinking it, said Mark Stevenson, director of dairy policy at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. The downturn has had an outsized effect on Dean Foods, which derived 67% of its sales from fluid milk last year, according to its annual report. The company has lost money in 8 of its last 10 quarters and posted declining sales in the last 8. Dean employs 16,000 people and operates 60 processing facilities across the country. On any given day, it is running 8,000 refrigerated delivery trucks on U.S. roads. So I mean, what does that tell you? What that tells you is that people are very dissatisfied with your product. They're very dissatisfied with milk. They know what milk is doing to their bodies. We know that milk does not do a body good. We understand now that, there is the milk board, and the milk board is super corrupt, and the government is paying for milk, and they're trying to push the milk on you because it's a whole fucking racket. Milk does not do a body good. A milk mustache is no better than a fucking money shot in a porno video. We're finding better alternatives, and maybe the nut milks and the oat milks are not the best alternative, but at least they're not wrecking people's bodies like, homogenized animal rape rack milk is. So it's a real interesting time to look and see what is happening in the dairy industry. Butter, of course, is probably more popular than ever because of the keto and the bulletproof diet. People want to be in ketosis, so we're just gobbling butter up. People are eating cheese, which I personally find to be quite disturbing and very misguided because the cheese that's good is like the hard cheese, that's also made without all these homogenation processes. But people are still eating Kraft singles. It's like if you tell people, hey, saturated fat's okay, people are eating bologna and Kraft singles cheeses and string cheeses and just garbage cheese. So we still got a lot of work to do to help people, understand the differences between these different products, but it is kind of refreshing to see that man, the action that people are taking to get away at least from this garbage milk is good. And we really just hope it sustains. But I'd love to know what you think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you a milk lover and this is disturbing news? Are you getting away from milk and you think this is very encouraging? Personally, I see it as very helpful to kids because we just keep feeding kids milk and wondering why kids have all these allergies and get sick all the time and have mucus. And getting away from milk is probably a good thing for most kids. But I'd love to know what you think. Let me know down in the comments. Also, if you haven't done this yet, please remember to subscribe to the video and share it on all your social mediums, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.